Hello. Before I turned 21, I made $2.5 million in profit doing sales with a stutter. And I'm not going to cut any of it out. I'm going to leave it all in because that is part of my story and it's part of how I actually got to where I am doing doing sales with a stutter. Okay? And all I have right now, I'm going to go raw, uncut, off the dome, couple bullet points just to look at every now and then. But this video is not getting cut up, and I'm going to give you guys all the sauce as to how I've gotten to where I am today, now at 23 years old. So, at 19 years old, I was just getting out of high school. I had no degree, didn't have any connections. My life was scary, to say the least. It was uncertain. I was uncertain about what I wanted to do. I knew I wanted to be an entrepreneur, and I doubted myself and my abilities because all I heard was these big time entrepreneurs who would constantly say the number one thing to run companies and to lead and to make a bunch of money is communication. Communication. And I'm like, dude, I have a stutter. I'm so cooked. But I knew I needed to learn how to communicate effectively. And the number one way was through sales. I didn't want to do it. I didn't want to do sales. I went through all of high school not talking, not doing presentations, not speaking to others. And if you look behind me, these are 2 Golden Door Awards for door-to-door sales, direct-to-consumer sales. So obviously, I made the leap. But that's where I started. People didn't think I could sell. I didn't think I could sell. I had a stutter. Well, turns out the stutter didn't matter. Turns out any challenge or limiting belief that you think you have when you're starting as an entrepreneur is just in your mind. And you can go do anything, you can go learn anything. And I figured that out very fast when I started doing sales with a stutter. So basically, I got out of high school, got into door-to-door. Door-to-door sales. I moved to Tampa, Florida to sell solar. I wanted to sell solar. I didn't want to sell solar. I didn't want to sell anything. I wanted to do stuff where I can just stay inside and make a ton of money. I wanted to day trade. That was a dream of mine. Oh my gosh, I don't have to talk to people. I can sell. I can make money. Blah, 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 blah. Well, day trading didn't work. So I moved to Tampa, right? Did door-to-door with the stutter. And I remember the very first time $10,000 entered my bank account. And I remember going from like 1 to 2 grand after high school because throughout high school and graduation, I had a graduation party and I had 2 grand in the bank. Like a lot of high schoolers nowadays do. They leave high school with 2 grand in the bank from graduation and people giving them money to go off to college. People thought I was going to college. Well, I rug pulled them. I didn't go to college. Well, I was enrolled to go to college and I pulled a last minute rug pull and went across the country to do door-to-door, but that's another story. So I'll never forget when my bank account first crossed $10,000, it was life-changing. It was like a big sigh of relief. And then, fast forward 2 years, I was making $10,000 in one commission, and it was just weekly, multiple per week. But it started from just doing door-to-door as a rep, and I was an appointment setter. So if you've ever heard of a guy who goes to a door to knock and book an appointment for a closer to come by, that was what I was doing to start. And then eventually I learned how to close because I had a big limiting belief that I couldn't close people because I have a stutter and they wouldn't trust me. And then especially with solar, I didn't think I could convince people to take out $50,000 loans that put a lien against their house with a stutter because they just wouldn't trust me. They would allow me to get a yes and say, oh, you can book an appointment because I have a stutter. Maybe they feel bad for me. And I was like, but closing is going to be hard. Well, shatter that limiting belief by just doing it and building a process that works regardless if you have a stutter or if you have any, I don't know, horrible speech. If you're an introvert, if you don't think you're an extrovert, the process works that I've built for sales. It works wholeheartedly, no doubt. So now we're just going to talk about how I scaled from that, starting out 19 years old, 10 grand in the bank, 20 grand in the bank, to going to $2.5 million by age 21. So how I scaled that is obviously got really good, got super good at direct-to-consumer sales. Got super good at it. At a dialed process that worked regardless of if you had a stutter or not. Oh my gosh, I could close deals, well, and I could barely speak. They couldn't even understand me half the time, but I was still closing deals because the way that I did it allowed the consumer to close themselves. So we'll get into that in another video. This is just the story of how I went to that. So I remember I was just building my skills to be the best possible door-to-door closer in general in the world. And I did it. I won 2 golden doors, double golden doors in roofing. I transitioned to roofing, which is a high ticket sale. I mean, this is high ticket, direct to consumers, high end clients, low end clients on occasion. But I was having to close and be in the hot seat and convince people to trust me with tens of thousands of dollars, and on a couple roofs, hundreds of thousands of dollars on a single job, where commissions were big, but they had to trust me. They had to believe in me that I can get them the result they desired, which was their roof done properly. So won those 2 awards, became the best closer, in the industry, I believe, arguably, with what I did, with the processes that I had to create in order to do this. And I changed the business model forever doing sales. So basically, what I found out quickly was the process is very repeatable, because if I can do it with a stutter, I can teach a guy that doesn't have a stutter how to do this thing very easily. So I brought guys in that I knew from my hometown, and I taught them what I did. They were like, Anthony, you have this nice car, you're buying a house, you live by yourself, you're so young, you're not even graduating college, you have no degree. How'd you do it? So I brought them on, said, come watch me do it. They watched me close people. And they're like, holy crap, this is repeatable. So there's a process that I created that worked, and then I built a team out, trained them. They made boatloads of money. There were 20-year-olds making $100,000 plus a year without going to college, right out of high school. So that is the thing. That's the shift. The mindset shift that happened was that I could do it. There's no belief besides the ones that are in your own mind that inhibits you. There's none. The only thing that can inhibit you is something you believe inhibits you, that you cause. You cause all your inhibitations. You cause all your limitations. You cause all your everything, dude. Your reality has been created by you. So if I tell myself I can't do this because I stutter, or if I tell myself I can't do it because I'm introverted, or if I tell myself I'm not a salesman, guess what? I won't be. But I was a salesman, and I love sales because you actually bring the prospect to a desired end result that helps them. First thing, you got to get a product that really helps people. If you don't do that, then you're just scamming people. You need to actually help people. If you're not helping people, you're scamming people. I mean, it's kind of extreme, but you get the point. And what I want to just wrap with, so that I can truly give you guys value, is that the best thing you can do is learn a skill that will always work. Sales, okay? You can learn day trading, but you gotta deal with markets, and you can learn crypto, you gotta deal with bull cycles and bear markets, and there's things, right? You can learn ads, but then you gotta deal with Instagram changing their policy, like whatever, right? But if you know how to sell, you are the asset. You, me, we are the asset if we know how to produce income with our mouth. That is a skill worth paying for. Because I know no matter what, I can go make money. I can go outside right now. I can go knock doors, and I can produce an income. I don't want to just continually do that, because now at the point where I've gotten this good, I would feel wrong just doing this to benefit myself and my family. I want to play a larger game. I want to take on more responsibility to actually help kids and young adults learn this, because it changed my life. I've changed other people's doing this, and I still am. There are people at my company still making 10, 20 grand a month doing sales. So we're playing a bigger game now, and the game, as it grows, my responsibility gets bigger, and I love it, because I would rather be making what I make, helping you guys learn, and then you guys also make money, than just going out and doing it on my own and not spreading love. I made a promise to myself, if I ever got good at anything, I'd share it with you guys. I'd share it, because I want you guys to succeed too. I want the world to not go through what I had to go through and learn from my mistakes instead of their own, because it's hard. And when you're young, it's uncertainty. You're uncertain, you're scared, you don't know what to do. But I totally changed it to where I am certain of the future because I know I can go out. I have a stability, a financial security that no degree, no job can have. Because if your only security is your job, well, you don't have a security, because if it's taken from you, you're gone. But if the security is in your skill and your ability, can never take that from you. They could fire you, you could work somewhere else. You could start your own thing. If you can create revenue as a rep, a salesperson, you can create a business. So if you learn sales, you can start a business. And that's the key if you want to be an entrepreneur, is learn sales, because you can't drive revenue without sales. So that's the number one skill. If there's anything else that I could say, is that this is the skill that pays you regardless. Like, this is a skill that indefinitely will pay you no matter what. And if you want to learn more about sales, about my story, about how there's no excuse, there's no reason you can't do this, get trained by me, get help by me, I will gladly do it. Because I've made the money through actually doing the thing. There's not a lot of guys out there in the industry that have actually made the money doing the thing they're teaching you about. Okay? I'm genuinely doing it because in order to make $2.5 million in a year at 21, it takes a lot of work, a lot of stress, not with my family, not with my wife. And if you want to make enough money to where it causes you problems, I'm your guy. But the goal is to eventually get to that level and then teach people, because that's how you really spread the love, so that other people have the ability to do it. Because if I ever need to go make money, I know I can go do it forever. So if you enjoyed this content, drop a subscribe button, follow along, drop questions in the comments. I'm here to help you guys. And if you need anything else, I got you. This is the journey. This is the start. And those of you that are here early are going to get the most benefit, because this is going to be pure sauce from here on out.